Taurus, you've noticed that December arrived differently, haven't you? It wasn't like other years. There was something in the air when the calendar turned, something you felt but couldn't name. And since then, this strange feeling has been with you, like you're waiting for something, like something big is about to happen but you don't know exactly what. And the more days pass, the stronger this feeling becomes, because you're not imagining things, Taurus. December really is different. And in the next few minutes, you'll understand why this month isn't just another month. It's the month that will separate the before and after of your life. Look, I know how you work. You don't buy empty talk. You need concrete, tangible, real things. So let me be direct. By the 31st, you're going to make a decision. And no, it's not just any decision. It's that decision you've been putting off for months, maybe years. The one you know you need to make, but keep pushing because it affects everything. Your security, your structures, everything you've built, and that makes you feel in control. But December won't let you postpone it any longer. December will push you, and you'll have to choose. And before you say, I don't know what decision you're talking about, you do know. You know exactly. It's that thing that wakes you up at 3 in the morning. The one you try to bury during the day by keeping busy. But that comes back as soon as you stop. The one that makes you look at your life and feel a discomfort you won't admit out loud. It might be about a relationship that ended a long time ago, but you can't let go of. It might be about a job that drains your soul but pays the bills. It might be about a dream you abandoned because it wasn't practical. It might be about yourself, about who you're being, versus who you know you should be. You know, you always knew. But here's what makes December special. It's not just about the decision itself. It's about what comes after it. Because when you finally make that decision, and you will, because there's nowhere else to run, everything will move. Things that have been stuck for years will begin to flow. Doors that seemed welded shut will open. People will enter or leave your life in ways that will surprise you. It's as if the universe is waiting for you to take the first step so it can move all the other pieces on the board. And that's scary, isn't it? Because you like control. You like to know where you're stepping. But December will teach you something fundamental. Sometimes you need to let go of control to live life. And you can write this down. The resistance you're feeling right now, that weight on your chest, that urge to close this video and pretend you didn't hear anything, that's not intuition telling you you're wrong. It's fear. It's your defense system trying to keep you in your comfort zone. Because change hurts, Taurus. Change means giving up the known, and you, more than anyone, value what is known, stable, and safe. But answer me this. Does this security you've built make you happy? Or does it just keep you numb? Let me tell you something no one has explained to you yet. There's a huge difference between stability and stagnation. Stability is when you have a solid foundation that allows you to grow. Stagnation is when you have a solid foundation that prevents you from moving. And if you're brutally honest with yourself right now, you know which one you're in. You know that this stability you defend tooth and nail has become a prison. A comfortable prison, yes, with everything you need to survive, but still a prison. And December arrived with the key in hand. Now pay attention because this is crucial. You have until the end of the month. It's not about pressure, it's about reality. December has an energy of closure, of completion. It's the last month of the year. It's when things get resolved, whether you like it or not. And if you don't resolve things on your own, if you don't take the reins and actively decide, life will decide for you. And when life decides, it doesn't ask if you're ready. It just happens. So, do you prefer to be the protagonist or a supporting character in your own story? And look, I completely understand if you're angry right now. If you're thinking, but who are you to tell me what to do? Or, you don't know me, you don't know my situation. You're right. I don't know the details of your life, but I know you, Taurus. I know that need for security that sometimes turns into stubbornness. I know that fear of change that you disguise as practicality. I know that ability of yours to endure horrible situations for years just because change seems worse. And I know that you've reached your limit. Let's talk about something very real now, the price of indecision. Because you think that indecision is a way to avoid risk, right? That if you stay still, at least things won't get worse. But that's an illusion, Taurus. Indecision is a decision. It's choosing to stay where you are. It's choosing stagnation. And with each passing day that passes without you acting, something inside you dies a little. That flame, that desire, that hope that life can be different. It weakens. It becomes easier to conform. It becomes more realistic to give up. And in a few years, you look in the mirror and no longer recognize who's looking back. And there's something else about December that you need to understand. It's a month for reflection. It's when you look back and see what you did with the past year. And I ask you, if you get to the 31st and look back at what you did with 2024, will you feel proud, or will you feel that bitter taste of another wasted year? Another year surviving instead of living, another year postponing what really matters. But it's not just about looking back, it's about looking forward too, because what you decide this December will define how you enter 2025. You can enter it heavy, carrying the same old baggage, the same fears, the same excuses. Or you can enter it light, renewed, free, because you finally had the courage to do what needed to be done. And that difference changes everything. It changes the energy you carry. It changes the opportunities you attract. It changes who you allow into your life. It changes everything. Let me tell you something that might hurt. You're afraid of deserving good things. It might sound strange, but it's true. You're so used to enduring, to being strong, to carrying weight, that when something light, something good, something easy comes along, you're suspicious. You think it's too good to be true. You think there's a catch. You think it can't last. And you know what you do? You sabotage it. You destroy it yourself before someone else destroys it for you, before life shows you that you didn't deserve it anyway. And this, Taurus, this needs to stop. You deserve it. You always have. And December is here to prove it to you. Now, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in the coming weeks. You're going to feel increasing pressure. There will be days when the anxiety will be so intense that you'll want to do anything just to relieve it. There will be nights when you'll question everything. There will be moments when you'll think about turning back, about giving up, about accepting that maybe this is just how your life is and that's it. And in those moments, I need you to remember one thing. This is not a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's a sign that you're on the right track. Growth hurts. Transformation is uncomfortable. If it were easy, you would have done it a long time ago. And there's something else important. You won't be alone in this. It might seem like you are. It might seem like nobody understands, that nobody sees your struggle, that you have to handle everything alone as always. But that's not true. Look around you carefully. There are people who want to help you. There are people who are rooting for you. There are people waiting for you to give the sign that you need support. But you, being a Taurus, would rather die than ask for help. You'd rather pretend everything is okay. You'd rather carry everything on your shoulders until you break. And December is here to teach you that strength isn't about enduring alone. Strength is having the courage to be vulnerable. Do you know what else will happen? You'll receive signs, clear, direct signs impossible to ignore. It could be a conversation someone starts out of the blue that hits you exactly where it hurts. It could be an opportunity that appears unexpectedly and forces you to decide quickly. It could be something breaking, literally, an object, a device, something you trusted, reminding you that nothing is permanent and that sometimes life needs to break the old to make room for the new. And when these signs come, don't rationalize. Don't try to explain it as coincidence. Accept it, act. And here's something few people understand. The decision December demands of you doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to have every detail worked out. It doesn't need a guarantee of success. You just need to take the first step. That's all. One step. Because it's that first step that changes everything. It's what breaks the inertia. It's what shows the universe you're serious. And then things start to move. Help appears. Resources emerge. Paths open up. But none of this happens if you stand still waiting to have all the certainties before acting. Taurus, have you ever noticed that the more you try to control, the less control you have? It's a crazy paradox, but it's real. The more you squeeze, the more things slip through your fingers. The more you plan every detail, the more life laughs at your plans. And December will teach you to let go. It will teach you that there is a greater intelligence at work, that you don't need and can't control everything, that sometimes you just need to trust. And I know that goes against everything you believe in. But tell me, where has your way of controlling everything taken you so far? Has it brought you happiness, or has it only brought you the illusion of security? And there's something about this specific month that's important for you to understand. December carries a natural energy of completion. People take stock, companies close cycles. Everyone is looking back and forward at the same time. And this creates an openness. It creates a willingness for change that doesn't exist in other months. So if you want to end that relationship, December is the month. If you want to quit your job, December is the month. If you want to start something new, December is the month. Because everyone is already in this energy of transition. You won't be swimming against the current. You'll be surfing the wave that's already rolling. But look, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to paint a rosy picture where everything turns into a party and eternal happiness as soon as you decide. It's not like that. There will be consequences. There will be discomfort. There will be people questioning you. There will be moments of regret and doubt. There will be days when you'll think, why did I do that? And on those days, you'll need to remember why. You'll need to remember that feeling of being trapped, that weight on your chest, that half-life, and you'll need to choose again. Choose freedom even if it comes with fear. Choose the truth even if it comes with pain. Choose yourself, even if it disappoints some. And here's a truth that will set you free. You owe nothing to anyone. You don't have to live the life your parents expected of you. You don't have to stay in places out of gratitude. You don't have to sacrifice yourself eternally because someone did something for you one day. You are nobody's property. You are not an extension of anyone's dreams. You are you. And the only life you are obligated to live well is your own. And if that sounds selfish, great. It needs to, because you've spent too much time being generous with everyone except yourself. December will also show you who's who in your life. It will separate the wheat from the chaff. It will reveal who truly cares about you versus those who only cared about what you did for them. And that will hurt. It will hurt to discover that some people you loved didn't love you the same way, that some friendships were conditional, that some relationships were transactions disguised as connection. But you know what else will happen. You'll discover who stays, who truly loves you, who supports you even when they disagree. And those people, the ones who stay, are worth more than 1,000 fake relationships. Now tell me something. What do you have to lose? Seriously. What do you really have to lose by making this decision? In the worst-case scenario, what happens? You make a mistake? So what? You've made mistakes before and survived. You lose something? Well, you're already losing every day you stay where you don't want to be. You disappoint someone? Great, it was about time you stopped living for other people's approval. So what is really the worst-case scenario? And is it really worse than continuing the way things are? And I'm going to tell you something that maybe no one has said before. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to tremble. It's okay to cry, to doubt, to feel lost. That doesn't make you weak, that makes you human. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting despite it. It's feeling the fear, acknowledging it, and doing what needs to be done anyway. And you, Taurus, you have that courage. You always have. You just forgot because you spent so much time being the strong one, the stable one, the reliable one, that you forgot you can be vulnerable too. December will give you a gift, but you need to be willing to receive it. And receiving requires open hands. It requires letting go of what you're holding on to so tightly. That old version of yourself, that story you tell yourself about your life, those limitations you accept as absolute truths, you need to let go. And when you let go, when you finally relinquish control, resistance, fear, something new can enter, something you can't even imagine yet, something better than you could have planned. And you know what's funny? You've been complaining that nothing changes in your life, that you're stuck, that things aren't moving forward, but at the same time, you do everything to keep everything exactly the way it is. You complain about the routine, but are terrified of breaking it. You say you want something different, but panic when something different appears. You ask for change, but sabotage every opportunity that arises. Is it contradictory? Yes, but it's human. And December has arrived to expose this contradiction in your face until you can no longer ignore it. There's something about you, Taurus, that needs to be said. You are much stronger than you think, but not in the way you imagine. Your strength isn't in enduring alone. It's not in carrying weight until you break. It's not in keeping a everything's fine face when everything is crumbling inside. That's not strength. That's survival. True strength is recognizing when something isn't working and having the courage to change. It's admitting you were wrong, that you got lost, that you need help. It's looking in the mirror and seeing the truth, not the edited version you show the world. And there's something else. How long have you been living on autopilot? You wake up, work, eat, sleep, repeat. Wake up, work, eat, sleep, repeat. Week after week, month after month. And when someone asks how you are, you automatically answer, "I'm fine," without even thinking. But you're not fine, you're numb, you're in survival mode, and December has arrived to wake you up from this numbness. And waking up hurts, Taurus. It hurts a lot. Because you're going to feel everything you've been avoiding feeling. But it's necessary, because you can't heal what you don't feel. Let's talk about something very specific now, your relationship with money and material security. Because I know that one of the things that holds you back the most is this: the fear of not having it, the fear of losing it, the fear of starting over from scratch. You stay in jobs you hate because it pays the bills. You stay in situations that destroy you because at least you have financial stability. But tell me something, what price are you paying for this security? Your mental health, your peace, your joy, your dreams, is it worth it? And more. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe, just maybe, there are other ways to have security without destroying yourself in the process? And here's a truth no one tells you. Money comes back, opportunities come back, jobs appear. But time doesn't come back. The days you're losing now, trapped in something that's killing you inside, you'll never get back. Never. And in 10, 20 years, when you look back, you won't regret the money you didn't earn. You'll regret the time you wasted, the experiences you didn't live, the person you didn't allow yourself to be, because you chose the gilded cage instead of uncertain freedom. December will also confront you with a truth about relationships. Be it romantic, familial, or friendships, you've been clinging to people who left a long time ago, not physically, but emotionally. You maintain dead relationships because you're afraid of loneliness, because you prefer toxic company to being alone. But loneliness isn't the problem, Taurus. The problem is that you don't know how to be with yourself. The problem is that you need someone, anyone, to validate your existence. And until you learn to be okay alone, you'll never be okay with company. And there's something about loyalty that you need to understand. Being loyal doesn't mean self-effacement. It doesn't mean putting up with disrespect. It doesn't mean staying in places where you're not valued just because you promised, or because you already invested so much time, or because you don't want to be ungrateful. Loyalty is important, yes, but loyalty to yourself comes first, always. And if you need to betray yourself to be loyal to someone or some situation, then that loyalty is costing you too dearly. And look, the next 24 days will fly by. You won't even notice. And before you know it, it'll be New Year's Eve, and then you'll look back and think one of two things. It was worth it, or why didn't I do it? And I guarantee you that the regret of not having tried hurts infinitely more than the regret of having tried and it not working out. Because at least when you try, you live. When you don't try, you just exist. And you didn't come here just to exist, Taurus. So here's what you do now. Take a deep breath. Feel this moment. Acknowledge that something has changed within you since you started hearing this. Acknowledge that a part of you has awakened. A part that was asleep, numb, buried under layers of should and need to and can't. That part has awakened. And now it's up to you to decide. Will you honor this awakening, or will you pretend it didn't happen? Because December is here. You can't pause it. You can't postpone it. The days will pass whether you like it or not. And when the 31st arrives, you'll be in one of two places. Either you'll be celebrating because you finally had the courage to live, or you'll be lamenting because you let another month, another year, another opportunity pass you by. And between those two places, there's only one thing that makes the difference: your choice. So Taurus, when you lie down tonight, which of the two versions of your future will you start building?